Later that night, the city glittered beneath my penthouse like a galaxy of lights, but none of it registered. My mind kept circling back to her. Lily. Every moment from the meeting replayed on a loop, her voice, her guarded smile, the way her fingers paused ever so slightly over that nursery sketch. It wasn't normal. No business meeting had ever left me like this, restless, suffocated, desperate for answers. I loosened my tie and leaned back on the couch. Something about her felt too familiar. Too connected. That resemblance. That warmth. That unspoken tension when our eyes met. And then the thought, the one I had buried for 6 years, surfaced like a ghost. The surrogacy agreement. The woman I had never seen. The one who carried my children. Who disappeared after signing the papers. I had never asked for her face. Never searched. Never questioned. Because I thought I didn't need to. But now Lily's presence was unraveling a thread I had tightly knotted inside myself. I hesitated for a long moment before walking to my study. I opened the old file, one I hadn't touched since before Mia and Oliver were born. Medical forms. Legal contracts. Confidential reports. So many details. So much silence. So many blanks I never bothered to fill. A name I never knew. A face I never saw. And now, suddenly, everything inside me whispered the same terrifying possibility. What if it was her? My chest tightened painfully. If Lily was the woman who carried my children, if fate had brought her back into my life. If that connection I felt wasn't just imagination, then everything, every belief, every boundary, would shatter. I wasn't ready for the answer. But the need to know was stronger. So I did something I had avoided for years. I looked at my children, not in photographs, but in their faces, their mannerisms, their laughter, searching for a resemblance I had never allowed myself to see. And suddenly, I wasn't imagining anymore. The similarities were there. Subtle, delicate, undeniable. My breath trembled. This wasn't coincidence. This was truth pulling itself out of the shadows. And I knew, tomorrow, I would have to face it.
My studio used to be my sanctuary. My safe place. A space where the world quieted and only creativity spoke. But tonight it felt different. Crowded. Suffocating. Loud with thoughts I didn't want to hear. Ethan Carter. His name alone sent a strange ripple through my chest. A mix of fear, memory, and something I didn't want to define. I tried focusing on work. I rearranged sketches. Adjusted lights. Reviewed client notes. But nothing helped. My mind kept replaying the way he looked at me, as if he recognized me. As if he remembered something. But that made no sense. He wasn't supposed to remember. He wasn't supposed to know me. The past was buried. Locked away. Yet today it felt dangerously close to resurfacing. I shut my laptop, exhausted from the storm inside me. That's when my phone buzzed. A message. From an unknown number. My heart stuttered. I opened it. Let's talk. Just 2 words. But they hit harder than 1,000. Not businesslike. Not formal. Not distant. Personal. Unmistakably personal. I sat frozen, staring at the screen. Every instinct inside me screamed to run, to hide, to pretend none of this was happening. But another part of me, the part that felt that strange connection at the gala, the part that had been restless ever since, leaned toward the message. Because deep down, I knew the truth I had avoided for years. Ethan Carter was not a coincidence. He was the past returning. He was the unanswered chapter I feared the most. My fingers trembled as I placed the phone down. The collision I had been avoiding was coming. And this time I couldn't escape.